everyone. Welcome to another Bright Reality Media interview. Today, we're speaking with the poet laureate of the Adi Da Samraj, the Seven Stage Way Facebook group. We got Miguel Goforth with us today. Thanks for joining us, Miguel.
Thank you for having me.
It's been a real pleasure seeing Miguel's incredible ecstatic poetry online, and I wanted to meet the man behind all those glorious words. So we're going to spend some time with Miguel and find out about his life in relationship with Bhagavan Adi Da Samraj, and maybe get some more insight into his poetry. So Miguel, first of all, tell people where you're living and a little bit about yourself.
Okay. I'm in Lake County, California, where the Mountain of Attention Sanctuary is. I live in a place called the Clear Lake Riviera. It's about 20 minutes from the Mountain of Attention and about 10 minutes from Love's Point.
So the subject of your poetry that I've seen, at least, is Adi Da Samraj, and I'd love to hear how Adi Da came into your life.
It started in high school in 1971. I was raised a Roman Catholic, and when I was around 13 or 14 years old, I decided to embrace the Catholic faith and find out what it was really all about. And I found it quite lacking. There was a day where I was across the street from the church. There was a fast food place across the street from the church where I would go. It's near the high school, so I'd go there for lunch, and I was just standing there in the corner and feeling this whole thing about, I just felt like the Catholic faith was this God who was a big head all around me, all kinds of bunches of heads, and looking at me and just waiting for me to mess up so he could punish me. And I thought, that doesn't make any sense. I'm not doing this anymore. And nothing happened. No transmission, no response. So like, it's a good social, it's kind of a good, there's lots of positive social stuff going on there, but I was looking for something deeper. And then I thought, well, there must be something in charge or having something to do. There must be some root to all of this, and I want to know what it is. And that became a kind of an unconscious prayer. And then I was walking across the high school parking lot one day. Actually, I know the day. It was September 9th, 1971. And one moment I was just walking ordinary consciousness, and in the next moment, I had no reference for, I had no memory and no reference for having a physical body. It was in a spherical shape of just moving energy and this rain of love, bliss, radiance falling from above like a warm snow. But it was all the senses: light, sound, touch, hearing, but mostly touch. And no reference for space or time. Just basking in loveless radiance.
Had you ever felt anything like that before?
Never, no. Yeah.
And what did you make of that?
I can't even say how long it lasted because there was no time reference there. Yeah. But then at some point my ordinary mind noticed it, and then I came back to ordinary consciousness walking, and I didn't fall down, and nobody came up to me and said, "You look a little spaced out. Are you okay?" But I didn't know what to make of it. I didn't know it was the answer to my prayer. I thought the answer would be verbal. And that happened many times over my years in high school. not quite with the same intensity, but similar. And I never talked to anybody about it because I didn't see anybody who would just not think I was totally crazy. And then it kind of faded a bit, and then I went to college, and after college I ended up in San Francisco, and got introduced to Adi Da's word. I read a little book called The Radical Reformation of Christianity, and it took everything I had thought about Catholicism and brought it to a conclusion. And I realized it was the most intelligent thing I'd ever read. And
What was it about the book that struck you as profound or true?
it he expressed a deep understanding of Christianity, deeper than anything I'd ever read. And I went through years of catechism, which is Sunday school for Catholics, and they never came to any such conclusions. Yeah, I can't remember anything specific, but it was just, it sort of wrapped it all up. It's like, well, that's what they should be doing, but they don't understand that they're not there yet.
Does writings in the need of listening of his pilgrimage, his Christian diary, are some
Yeah,
of the most ecstatic Christian
yeah,
confessions ever, perhaps the most. I was
yeah.
lucky enough to serve in the library at the Mountain of Attention right behind me, and got to read a lot of incredible texts from different traditions and a lot from especially early Christianity, and Beloved's writing and expression of the heart of Christianity is, you know, above the rest. It's such an incredibly clear, profound communication.
So I read The Radical Reformation of Christianity, and then I was confronted with Adi Da as a guru, and I had no background for that. And I tussled with that a bit. And then about a year later, I had bought The Sky of Mine by Ray Lynch, and was listening to it, and it's very pleasant, nice music. And then I turned the cassette over to Green Is Here on this, which is the first song on the second side. And when that song began to play, it immediately connected me with what had happened in high school.
Mm.
And I immediately knew that Adi Da was the source of what happened in high school, and that he had been working with me since then, constantly, every moment of every day.
And you got that feeling because Ray Lynch is a devotee,
Yeah,
right?
there was something in his music that allowed that connection to happen. Yeah.
Did you know that Ray Lynch was a student of Adi Da's when you were listening?
Yeah, I got The Sky of Mine, and I was going to Adi Da public events, and I went to one, and it was for sale there, so I bought it. And my immediate thought was, well, what kind of a being could do such a thing, or would do such a thing? Because I had no conscious participation. I didn't know what to make of the spiritual experiences, and and he kept working even though I had no conscious, because I had asked him, but I didn't know. I didn't know he was a. For one thing, I didn't know he was alive in a physical body on the planet. So my immediate response was, I didn't know what a fulfilling prostration was at the time, but that was what I did. And I did my first vow. I just spontaneously told him that I would do whatever he wanted me to do.
Mm.
A lot of my, in fact, most of my spiritual growth with Adi Da did not take place in his physical company, even while he was alive. Yeah.
And what kind of spiritual growth have you had in your life? And in your relationship with Adi Da? How have you been transformed by it?
I have a sexual addiction, and he has freed me of that to different degrees over time. To now, it's almost completely non-existent. A few years ago, I was on retreat, and I was walking on the mountain of attention, and one moment I had my usual resistance to discipline, and in the next moment it was gone, and it's remained gone. I don't know how to explain it. It was just spontaneous. But even to the level of ordinary things, like I've always never really liked to brush my teeth, but now I don't have any resistance to that at all.
Has your capacity to feel it and turn to Adi Da increased since he passed?
Yes.
I've heard that from a lot of people.
Yeah, it has. Mm-hmm.
Do you have any sense of why that could be?
He's still working with me the same he was before. He wasn't his physical body when he was alive. He's always much more than his physical body. So he's just continued his work, and it deepens all the time. Yeah. When I had that first spontaneous vow, after recognizing that he had been working with me since high school, there was a little, what's the right word? A little request that I would someday be able to write poetry, love poetry to Adi Da, like I had already written to ordinary men that I fell in love with. And then I forgot about it. And in 1992, I was sleeping in the garden of the house I was in, and I woke up in the middle of the night from this dream where devotees were in a forest, and there were long scrolls hanging down from trees of Beloved's poetry, and devotees were reading the poetry. So, like dozens of devotees reading different parts of Beloved's poetry aloud, so in kind of cacophony, but not a cacophony. It's not really the right word, because it was very beautiful. And I woke up, and this poem was their whole club to him. I should read it to you.
Absolutely.
See if I can find it here. Yeah, it's over here. There we go. Beloved, I was wondering. Beloved, I was wondering if it would ever happen to me, if you would come by in your dance of love, bliss, bright, radiant happiness, and whisk me off my feet forever and forever and forever. But then you have always been dancing with me, with everyone and everything, for you are everyone and everything. Beloved Lovananda Da, divine giver of love, bliss, bright, radiant happiness, I am yours forever and forever and forever. You just are, and you are all that is, that really is. I prostrate before your love, blissful, bright, happy, radiantly beautiful bodily human form, spiritual and always blessing presence and very inherently perfect state. Bright face, bright hands, bright feet, bright heart, my Lord, my love, my Guru, my Master, my sweet, sweetest Prince, Mega Mando Yando Devo Station. Om Shri Lavananda Adi Da. Om Shri Lavananda Adi Da. Om Shri Lavananda Adi Da.
Wow, that's beautiful, Miguel. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Was it, and that reminds me so much of the ecstatic devotional poetry of, like Rumi and Hafez and the Sufi tradition. And that can only come from the heart. It feels so genuine and authentic.
Yeah.
Did the poems keep flowing from that point forth, or is this what I've seen online? A lot of people have seen online is that a recent kind of a flourishing for you?
Um, the poems only come when I'm actually feeling Adi Da.
Mm,
So if I have a dry spell of feeling him, that's not much poetry.
mm,
And and that poem, it was like, what does it take to come up to that poem?
mm,
Because I felt that in the moment,
mm,
but then not all the time. So
mm,
it's been more like coming up to the vision of that poem.
mm,
It gets closer all the time. And in 2010, I started writing more. And and sometimes it's the only way to it's the best way for me to confess what's happening with me and beloved.
mm.
Yeah. They're all they're not like intellectual at all. They all come from the heart. And just yeah,
I think those are the best kind.
yeah.
I'd love to hear some more of your poems if you'd be willing to share.
Okay. This one's called A Warm September Summer Night Under the Full Moon, Beloved. A warm September's summer night under the full moon, beloved, asleep in the sacred garden under your full moon, beloved, awoke at 3 a.m. from a dream that feels real. Devotees reciting your poetry, beloved Da, all full of feeling you, beloved, in love with you, beloved, crying, I write, no one else, no one but you, beloved, awakens me at night and moves me to tears, my love. Beloved, you are the earth, the womb, the holder of life. Beloved, you are the sun, the spark, the flow of life. Beloved, you are the moon, to balance, to set free. This one's called Peach Chopsticks. 2 a.m. on a late September's morning, up late, sitting on the outdoor deck in the pine and oak forest, eating a local peach, cut up in pieces with chopsticks. Indian summer cool with a light breeze that gently touches the hairs on my legs as a lover does, as perfect as nature gets on the click side.
Mm. Another.
The page is loading here. No, it didn't load where I wanted it to. We'll see what comes up first here. This is a recent one. 3 screens of Adi Da. 3 screens of Adi Da. I see and feel and love. Murti in your hall at home, not Kanakdai Co-op. Murti in your hall, temple, Adi Da Naitamba. Murti in your hall, Landbridge Pavilion, Mountain of Attention. New Year Vigil, 24 hours, 2021. I am vigiling with all 3 from Not Kanakdai Co-op. Clear Lake Riviera, Lake County, California, USA, Earth, 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. Chanting Da Om, Da Om, Da Om. Listening to recitations from Naitamba, feeling you, beloved, your love, bliss, radiance, dual sensitivity, positive disillusionment, or Mega Mando Yando Devo Station. I am at with all 3 places at the same time, all the same love, the same intensity, all you, beloved Lovananda Da. I offer you the gift of a cookie, which is all of me, full feeling prostrate before your love, blissful, radiant feet, my love, my lover, my Lord, my master, my guru, my sweet, sweetest prince. Da. This is from Crazy Damas Singh, inclined to his weaker side. Om 24. No one like me has appeared in this place before. Am I only to live and die, and thus feed the earth? Should I only live and die, and thus create the mystery of a holy ground? Will generations pass this place of my dilemmas, feel the movements underfoot, and never know the reasons and the meaning of the currents of bliss that fill them? Will the earth itself perform my only shout? Will the rot of my few bodies be my only song? Will no one understand? Will all of this, even the holy ground, fall unknown into the sea, without a parcel of my living left to heal the feet of pilgrims? No one else can suffer the mysteries of my birth or death, and only my own children can build a temple where I rise and fall. Da. Mm.
That's one of my favorite. I mean, they're all my favorites of his, and that one is on the After My Lifetime uh, double CD from the Don Horse Press. It's awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
Miguel, it's been really wonderful talking to you and hearing your poetry and um, feeling your feeling for beloved and the the meaning and the heart that you have behind all the words that you write. Is there anything else that you want to say about your own relationship with beloved or your practice?
I'm just so grateful that he's here,
Mm.
that he's come. Ah, it's just unfathomable. It's just like I'm totally in love with him.
Mm.
Yeah.
Da.
Yeah.
It's awesome hearing your confession and your love for the divine being. And I hope that you keep putting poetry out.